Hi, I'm Penny Shear. I'm going to be your counselor today.
Hi, I'm Josh.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Alright, so before we get started, I just need you to sign some things. All that it's saying is that everything between you and I will be kept confidential unless what you say is harmful to yourself or to someone else. So if you were to tell me something like you were going to hurt yourself or hurt someone else, I would have to report it. Is that okay with you?
Yeah.
Okay, can you just sign this, please?
Yeah.
Thank you. Okay, so what brings you in here today?
Well, I guess it's my marriage. I've just kind of realized how much me and my wife are really struggling lately. We've really hit a wall, and I've come to a place where we just aren't getting along at all anymore, and it's the worst it's ever been. I really also am just struggling at work right now. I don't enjoy my job, and it's really hard for me to want to be there and to enjoy it, and I'm not focused when I am there. I'm not very productive and efficient right now, and I guess that's been a lot of what's been going on too.
That sounds really difficult. So, how old are you?
I'm 35.
Okay, and how long have you been married for?
Let's see, we've been married about 10 years.
When did you start getting bothered by your job? Have you always disliked your job, or is this new?
It's been more recently. I mean, honestly, it's been more timely than late. Like, I guess I've been struggling with my job over the past year. It's been a consistent build up, and I've kind of just hit a breaking point there. I really just hate being there.
Okay, so it sounds like, let me know if this is right, that you're having problems in your marriage, and it's causing you to be depressed, and you're struggling in your job as well, and within the past year it's gotten a lot worse. Does that all sound right?
Yeah.
Okay. So do you have any children?
I guess you could say that I do, yes.
Can you tell me about them?
Well, there was an accident about 2 years ago. My little boy, he was playing in the neighbor's driveway, and they didn't see him when they were pulling out, and they hit him, and he died.
Oh my gosh, that sounds like it must have been really difficult to get through that.
Yeah, it was. I would say that it's still difficult, knowing that, he was so young.
Mm-hmm. How old did you say he was?
He was 4.
Okay. So it sounds like, from my understanding, that maybe these things are connected, that your struggles in your marriage and struggles at work maybe have been because of the struggle that you're still dealing with in your life. What do you think about that?
I guess I never really put the two together. I guess you're right. Yeah.
Would you be willing to talk through some of that?
Yeah, I think I would. Mm-hmm.
Okay, good. So, can you tell me more about your marriage?
Yeah, I guess just lately she's just so hard to be around. She's just nasty to me all the time. She's always just so distant and just mean. I don't know how to explain it. She just doesn't want to talk to me. She hardly looks at me, and, for all I know, she could be cheating on me, She's just not, she just isn't who she used to be.
Mm-hmm. I see.
And we just fight all the time. We're having a really hard time just finding anything that we agree on, or that we can find common ground on for anything. Everything's a disagreement. Everything turns into an argument.
Okay. Well, it sounds like you feel like she's changed a lot.
Yeah.
But what I'm hearing is that maybe there are some things that you're going through that are making you more distant too, and separating you from her. When we go through a lot of stress, it can really affect how we interact with one another, and that could be what's happening in this Do you see how maybe you're a part of that too?
I guess so, yeah.
Is there anything that you feel like you could do to help your marriage instead of placing all of that responsibility on her?
Maybe just not getting so angry so quickly, and just really trying to hold myself back when I know there's going to be a disagreement anyway, and just not having to have the last word or something.
Mm-hmm. I think that's a great idea, and that's going to be hard to do, but I think you can do that. I think that's a good place to start. So, can you share a little bit more? I'm curious about what's going on at work. How has this affected your job? I know you said that you feel like you're not enjoying your job anymore. Can you tell me more?
Yeah, I guess just looking back, the past year's just been really rough. I don't like any of the people I'm working with. One of my coworker friends left, and ever since they left too, it's just been like, I didn't not get along with other people there, but I just stopped getting along with people there. There's not a lot of positive interaction anymore. I go to my work and I come home. I don't talk to anybody like I used to. The friendships don't exist there like they did, and my boss isn't super friendly. We don't have a very good relationship, and the past year's just become very it's just a dark place to be. It's not a lot of interaction anymore like it used to be with the people there, and it used to be that way. It just hasn't, for me. I just have really felt like my relationships there have kind of just fallen off and fallen apart, I guess.
Mm-hmm. Okay. It sounds like there's just so much going on there. Sounds like you're just feeling so distant there as well. Let's start over. So I'm curious, can you tell me more about how this has affected your job? I know you said that you just aren't enjoying your job like you used to. Can you share more?
Yeah, I guess it's just been the past year, really. Everything's really been building up to this point now. I've just really just started struggling with the people there. A lot of my relationships over the past year have just kind of disappeared, and I don't interact with people like I used to. Me and my boss don't get along at all, and I feel like I used to interact with everybody and talk to everybody, and there was a level of friendliness and community that existed there, but the past year it's just kind of moved even further and further for me to just be feeling very separated. I go to work and I come home and I don't talk to anybody, and I just do my job, and that's just kind of how it's felt as of late.
Mm-hmm. So not only is this affecting your relationship with your wife, but it's also making you kind of distant from your friends at work. Is that what I'm hearing?
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah. Well, those things can be really hard to deal with, and I think that we can get through that. I think you can get through that. I think we can find ways for you to start changing things in your life for the better and working through some of your past. Does that sound good?
Yeah.
Good. So, so far today, you've shared with me you struggled with your marriage and in depression, and it's all kind of linked to what's happened with your son when he was 4 years old. It's also affecting your work, and it's making you distant from people. Does that all sound like what you've told me today?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I think that what you said would be a great place to start, and that is just trying to hold yourself back from getting frustrated with your wife. And start trying to make changes in yourself to help that marriage work. Can you work on that this week until we see each other again?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm going to start trying to think about that a little bit better.
Okay, good. Does this time work for you next week?
Yeah, this is a good time.
Great. Well, I can't wait to see you then.
Awesome. Thank you.
It's nice to meet you.
You too.